Hey y'all, let me put you on to something real quick. I have something that you need to check out. You ever heard of the BLK app? That's BLK, not black, the BLK app. If not, you're missing out. So check it. BLK is the largest dating and lifestyle app made specifically for the black community. All right. I did my good deed for the day by putting you on. So go download BLK today in the App Store or on Google Play. It's free, it's fun, it's for us. Check it out and let me know what you think. In the summer, you probably find yourself spending a lot more money eating out. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. But with Home Chef, you can save time and money while still getting that dining out feeling. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef designed recipes conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life. And of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/ratchet. That's homechef.com/ratchet for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/ratchet. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Curious about how you can achieve smooth, natural looking, long lasting filler results? The Juvederm collection of fillers has 6 unique gel fillers that add subtle volume and are designed for different needs in specific areas of the face, like lips, cheeks, chin, smile lines, under eyes, and jawline. Ask your licensed specialist for a full face assessment today and download the Ally app. That's ALLE, the official loyalty program of Juvederm, to save on treatments and get a look that's true to you. For important safety information and to find licensed specialists, visit juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you. Girls and those who don't identify as either, and those who identify as both. You are listening to Ratchet and Respectable. Y'all, I am exhausted. Exhausted. I ain't been tired like this in a long time. I'm coming to you today, not live. We will do an edit from LA. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I had an 8:30 flight out of DCA. It left an hour late. I'm not complaining. After what I went through to get to Miami a couple weeks ago, I'm like, if it's not that, I can tolerate it. Not a smooth flight. That thing was like a roller coaster the whole way through. It was just bouncy. That's the only way to describe it. I never thought we were going to fall out the sky, but it wasn't really, a restful, peaceful, uneventful travel situation. But here I am. I'm in LA for the BET Awards. I'm working a couple events. I'm hosting a welcome reception for BET tomorrow. And then on Friday, I have a panel with a few of my faves. Diara Kilpatrick from Diara from Detroit on BET Plus. I talked about that show nonstop, not even for a check. It was just a really good show. And I want everyone to watch it so it gets to season 2. It's really, really good. I was doing recaps of it at one point, either on here or on my Instagram page. Timby Banks, who is like my baby. That's like my boo, my sister. I love her so much. Timby does everything. Like she's a screenwriter, she's a director, she's a producer, she's a showrunner. She's everything when it comes to TV or film. And then Tressa Smallwood, she's not from PG County, but she lives in PG, but she's another multi-hyphenate where she produces, she writes, I don't know if she directs and showruns. We'll find out on Friday. But she runs her own production company and she runs it from PG County. A lot of people who desire to be in TV and film or who are currently in it feel like you have to be in either LA or New York, especially, but also Atlanta if you want to be successful in the business. But Tressa operates from PG and she bases a lot of her stories out of PG. So she makes sure that, folks are also getting work and getting experience and getting checks. But I love the inspiration specifically that she gives to artists and creatives that are based out of the DMV, but PG County especially. I used to be one of those, young aspiring artists in my teens and early 20s. And I thought that I had to move to New York. I had to move to LA. I had to move to Atlanta if I wanted to be like a true creative. I didn't see people in my space doing what I wanted to do. I really admire and respect what Tressa does. So I'm really excited to be interviewing those ladies and talking about their careers and their creativity and their projects. I got a whole bunch of questions. I don't know how we're going to fit this into an hour. I feel like each of them could be an hour, but we'll work with what we got and make it meaningful. And then on Sunday, there's the awards. I'm trying to think what details I know because people have told me privately or stuff that's public. I report on news. I don't really spill tea. Will Smith is debuting a new song, which is exciting. He's hot again. Not that he ever fell off, even after, the incident, but Bad Boys 4 coming out and being great and making a ton of money, exceeding everybody's expectations, has done really, really well for him. And he looked real, real good. And his global press tour for the movie, like folks came out and showed up. I think it reminded a lot of people that, like, if you thought Will Smith fell off, he did not. He still got it. And apparently he's putting it to use with new music. I'm like, okay, Big Willie. Please don't let it be no corny shit. Please let it be more summertime vibes than like Wild Wild West vibes. That's all I ask. We'll see. Meg is opening the show. I heard that prior, but it's public knowledge now. I can't get a straight answer on who is doing the Usher tribute or if Usher is doing a Diddy and performing his own tribute, which is what I'm really hoping. I was like, please let me get in a free Usher concert. Because I was looking at tickets for New Orleans. I think I'm going to go. I'm not booked to work, but I think I'm going to go. But I was looking at tickets because, if I go see Usher, I have to be up front. You know how I am about him. I want to say, like, in the first batch of rows, I think Essence calls it the Golden Circle. Girl, boy, people who don't identify as either, and both. They asking 1,500 American USD dollars in dineros for just Saturday night at Essence to see Usher. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I think what I'm going to do is go down to New Orleans and buy my tickets like 2 hours before the show and just get the best ticket possible. I think that's what I'm going to do. I love Usher. I don't have $1,500 for Usher. I got it in Ghana CDs. I got it in South African Rand. I don't have it. I don't have it in American USD. Not for one night. Because that's all I want to see. Much respect to all the people leading up to Usher. It'd be cold as hell in that arena. Like, you need a jacket in the arena. But yeah, 1,500, I ain't got it. Plus, I got to pay to get there. The hotels aren't bad. It's the flights. One of the reasons I'm so exhausted is it's a heat wave in DC. And it's like 99 degrees. I'm not going outside. So I was in the house all weekend, which I was fine with. And then I was like, you know what? I'm leaving on Wednesday. I have some errands I need to run. I could just do everything on Tuesday, which is when there was a break in the weather. The weather was 86 on Tuesday. I got a reminder midnight on Tuesday that I had jury duty in the morning. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I tried to go on the site and push it. You can only change the date 10 days after the summons, which came like a month ago. It came to my parents' address when I was still overseas. You could only push the date once, which I'd already done. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just skip it. What's the worst that could happen? My mother was like, the worst, they could put you in jail and fine you $1,000. I was like, for missing jury duty? Indeed. So I was like, well, let me just go on up there at 7:30 in the GD morning and tell these people that like I have to prepare to leave. And then also like I have a flight at 8:30 in the morning. Like I can't be here on no trial. I told the clerk. The clerk was like, you know what? Tell it to the judge. Okay, sure. So, they round up literally 100 of us and sit us in this cold room. I was freezing. I had goosebumps. It was so cold. So the judge asked a bunch of questions. Does anyone, personally or professionally know the defendants? Does anybody personally or professionally know any of the lawyers or the prosecution? Does anybody have members of their family who have been victims of a violent crime, who have been convicted of a violent crime? Things like that. So she finally asked, she says, does anyone have immediate travel or direct conflict that would keep them from being a part of this case? And that's when she says, it was a criminal case. And she said the trial is at least going to be today, which was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She's going to try to wrap it up, but it could be Monday too. And I was like, oh, absolutely. There's no possible way. So I'm like, jumping up even before she finished the sentence. I was like, I have to travel for work. And she's like, well, where is work? I said, work is in LA. She said, when are you leaving? I said, tomorrow morning. I have a flight at 8:30 a.m. So she said the same thing to me that she said to everyone else who said they had to travel or an immediate conflict. She said, well, let's take it into consideration, but I can't promise you anything. But I was like, surely, like I have documentation and everything that says like I have this flight at 8:30 in the GD morning. So she hears everybody out, and then they line everybody up for the lawyers to pick and choose who they want for the jury. Out of the first 20 people, they pick, I want to say 7 or 8 people. I'm looking at this statistically, and I was like, okay, if you got 8 people from the first 20, once they get to the next 20, they should at least pull another 8, but really they only need another 4 official jurors and 2 backups. So you need 6. And I was like, oh, they'll never get to me. They'll be done by the time they get to 40, 45 at the latest. There was this black dude, a defense attorney, in a real good, well tailored suit. When the judge would ask the other attorneys about the jury, the attorneys, if they wanted somebody, they would say, please seat. When they asked the fancy black defense attorney, he would say, I find them acceptable. Sir. When the other people didn't want the juror, they would say, please excuse. The fancy defense attorney, oh, extra self, he would be like, respectfully decline, loud and bodacious. So she's calling people's number to come up, and she skipped a couple people like 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11 jurors that she'd X'd out of the equation. So they finally roll around to me, and it never should have got to me. They would get 12 people, and then they would be like, okay, attorneys, do you find the jury acceptable? The other 2 attorneys would be like, yeah, that's fine. And then this guy would be like, yeah, I don't want seat 3. I don't want seat 12. I don't want so and so. Sir, some of these are people that you picked. They get around to me. The judge calls people up. She says 46, 47, 48. I just know she's going to 50, 49. Ma'am, I have to work. I have to get on a flight in the morning. Ma'am, you are fucking up the church's monies. One of the attorneys dismisses 45. Another attorney dismisses 46. They take 47. They dismissed 48, and now I'm standing up there. And I was like, I know the fuck you not. And the judge had said at the beginning, she was like, once you're seated, you're on the jury. Like, you're going to have to make, alternate arrangements for anything else. And so I'm sitting up there, and I was like, I know this lady not going to have me miss out on some checks to pay me $30 a day to sit up in this cold ass room to debate this criminal case. I'm standing up there. One of the defense attorneys was like, please seat. The prosecuting attorney was like, please seat. I refused to look at the flamboyant black man. I was like, don't do this to me, bruh. I know my face was showing it because my face shows all my thoughts. I was like, don't do this to me, bruh. Do not mess up my bag, bruh. I just stared straight ahead and stared at the judge. And he was like, respectfully decline. The good news, I ain't got to do this for another 3 years. Like, I do want to do my civic duty. I don't mind doing jury duty when I ain't got nothing better to do. But when I got a check on the table, checks. Because I have events to work. I'm like, oh God, oh God. This American summer. I mean, I'm seeing a bunch of America, which I'm thankful for, which I'm grateful for. And I'm working. But still, it's been a lot. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. If you are a listener of this podcast, then you know I am a huge advocate for therapy. I think everyone should be getting some, even the people that don't think they need it, especially the people that don't think you need it. My friend, you probably need it the most. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I love how easy BetterHelp makes it to access professional help. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/ratchet today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ratchet. Hey y'all, let me put you on to something real quick. I have something that you need to check out. You ever heard of the BLK app? That's BLK, not black, the BLK app. If not, you're missing out. So check it. BLK is the largest dating and lifestyle app made specifically for the black community. Now, for those thinking it's just the same old scene, no, BLK switched things up. Sure, you can find you a boo if that's what you're looking for, but if you're looking to just make friends, network, group chat with folks based on shared interest, or find out about events happening near you, BLK's got all that too. The app's been around for almost 7 years now, and over 11 million people have downloaded it. Crazy. That's like the populations of New York City and LA combined. If you've downloaded the app before and deleted it, re-download it because they've introduced a bunch of new features and it's new people to meet on there. Oh, and did I mention that it's free? Yep, free. All right. I did my good deed for the day by putting you on. So go download BLK today in the App Store or on Google Play. It's free, it's fun, it's for us. Check it out and let me know what you think. There's much good black news this week. I saw Andre 3000 is going on tour. I was like, with the flute or with Outkast? I love Andre. I love Andre like I love Usher. Andre 3000 is my original Usher. I loves him. Loves him. Even his little vegan, vegetarian, non-drinking, flute playing on the sidewalk. I love Andre 3000. I'm not going to see him play the flute. I listened to the flute album. I streamed it once. I don't need to hear that again. And I definitely don't need to hear it live. There was video circulating a while ago. Can't remember what festival he was at, where he was playing his little flute and it sounded terrible. And I was like, you know what? I want the black man to explore. I don't want the black man to be in a box. I want him to feel that he can express himself however many and various ways that he chooses to do so. I don't want to stop the black man from his own greatness. But I was like, bruh, you asking me to pay to watch you play this flute? I can't do it, bruh. I can't do it. Now, if you and Big Boy want to reunite for some Outcast anniversary, if y'all want to do a one night only somewhere, I'm with you. I'm with you. The same way I'm figuring out how to get to Essence to see Usher, I will figure out how to get to Andre and Big Boy wherever they are if they would like to perform any music from Outkast or new music that they have created as Outkast or individually, but not with the flute. If he want to rap, I'm there. If he want to play the flute, I gotta stay home. But I'm happy for his tour. I'm sure there are many people that love Andre 3000, perhaps more than me. And maybe they love the flute too. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to go watch Andre play this flute. I hope his tour is successful. I hope he don't have a J-Lo situation where he tries to go on tour and don't nobody want to see him and he got to cancel the tour. I don't want that to be his fate. But I can't go. I can't go. I can't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And other good black news, mad black people are getting stars on the Walk of Fame. You know they pay for it. But here's the thing though. Like you can apply and pay, but they don't accept everybody. They only allow it for people who feel they are deserving. So like you and I could apply and they're gonna be like, y'all tried it. But it's mad black people on the list. Some people I was like, you don't have one? Glenn Turman, i.e. Colonel Taylor, he don't have one. But he's getting one in 2025. Amen. I feel like he's long overdue for one. I mean, sir been around since at least Cooley High, which is before my lifetime. They gave us the original It's So Hard to Say Goodbye long before Boyz II Men. It wasn't their time either. I don't think anybody in the group was actually born when that song came out. Nevertheless, he don't have a star until now. Good for him. Let's see who else is on this list. I'm reading it on Variety. Prince is getting a posthumous one. Long overdue. Bill Duke, you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up. He has so much more work than that, but that's what I know him from. But he's getting a star. Nia Long, Sherry Shepherd, Courtney B. Vance. I was like, Courtney B. Vance don't have a star? Long overdue. He should have been had one. Who else is on this list? Fantasia. There's a bunch of artists being honored in the recording category. I don't think I knew there was a recording category. I thought it was just TV and film. That's why I was like, oh, with Prince, he's getting one for Purple Rain. But no, obviously, he's getting one in the recording category. Okay. Fantasia, Green Day. They not black, but I loved Green Day when I was in high school. Loved. Like put posters on my wall. And my mother was like, take that down. Going to school with white people, fine. Putting posters of white boys on the wall, too far. He made me take down my Oasis posters too. That's not the point. That's not what we're here for. The Isley Brothers are getting a star. Busta Rhymes is getting a star. War. Like from the 70s war? Like, what is it good for? Like that war? Okay. Also Misty Copeland. Black ballerina Misty. Cousin Misty. She's getting one. And then David Beckham. I know he's not black, but black people like the Beckhams. Well, congratulations to all these good black folk and the white folk that black folk love. Good for them. Oh, also, Jane Fonda is getting one. I like Jane Fonda. I think that's Jane Fonda in the picture. Yes, it is. Just checking. Woo. Okay. Jane Fonda, I just would have assumed had one. Like if somebody put a gun to my head or was like, for 100 million, does Jane Fonda have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? I would have been like, yes, of course. I'd either be dead or broke. Damn. Also in good black news, Sha'Carri Richardson, track star, is going to the Olympics. I'm reading this on NBC Sports, which notes that she scorched the competition in the Olympic trials. Good for her. Because folks counted her out. I mean, you know what the backstory is. We don't need to rehash in details, but we thought she was going 4 years ago, or she qualified to go 4 years ago. And she had a lot of life happening, and she didn't make the best decisions at the time. But clearly, she got her shit together. How she was treated 4 years ago after she made terrible decisions. Also, she's very, very young, but that would have broken a lot of people. Dare I say, most people. Later in this episode, we're going to talk about Hollywood Unlocked and their Perseverance Award. They gave it to Jonathan Majors, and I was like, does Sha'Carri not exist? No, she has persevered. Jonathan Majors, that's a whole nother story. We're going to talk about it in a minute, though. But I'm reading about Sha'Carri in the New York Times. It notes that her race, the 100-meter final in the U.S. Olympic trials, she ran it in 10.71 seconds, the fastest time in the world this year. I'm really, really happy for her. Like I saw, oh God, I'm tearing up. I scrolled down and it was a video of her going to find her grandmother after she qualified again this time. And if you remember so many years ago when she qualified the first time, most people, unless you followed track and field, didn't know who she was. But she won. And then she ran through the stands like she was marching with intent up into the stands to go find her grandmother and hug her, as if the grandmother had ran the race and needed a congratulations. But she needed to be comforted and congratulated by her grandmother for it to count. I don't think we knew at the time her mother had just died, but her grandmother, I think, raised her. So this is another video. That's why I'm choked up. But this is another video of her, poor child. Am I going to make it through the Olympics? Of her going up into the stands trying to find her grandmother to hug her. I'm going to keep praying because I prayed for her. I hope she does really, really well at the Olympics. What else do we have on our list? Oh, Vogue World and Paris Fashion Week is happening right now. I thought it was men's because Pharrell was showing, but then I saw a bunch of women walking Chanel. So I was like, is it everybody's fashion week all at once? Maybe they changed the dates because of the Olympics? I don't know. I thought Paris Fashion Week for women was in September because I was there last year. Traffic was, oh my God, so abysmal. But up and down my timeline is a bunch of black people in Paris. I saw Damson Idris. There's an event called Vogue World. It was in London last year. One of my friends had invited me while I was living in Paris. I was like, oh no, I can't come because I'm in Paris. And he was like, Demetria, take the train. London is right there. And I was like, I ain't want to go back to London. It's just not my favorite city. I like the people of London. I don't particularly care for the city of London. I make a distinction. But Damson Idris was over there looking fine. Like I've always thought he was attractive. And you know this because I've been going gaga for him for a really long time, like even pre-Lori from Snowfall. I like wide, but he's not wide, but looking well. But also, I'm like, sir, have you and Brad Pitt finished this movie? They're working on this movie. It's a Formula One flick. But last I heard, he and Brad Pitt were working on this movie. Does it have a name? Everyone keeps referring to it as Formula One movie. It's an Apple original. It's distributed by Warner Brothers. I literally see no name for this film. Last I heard, it was way over budget. Over budget at Apple. Okay. But I was like, sir, you over here parading, literally, at Vogue. And I'm like, is your film done? Is your film done? Oh, here we go. This is from the Telegraph in the UK. They said the budget for the film had gone past the 300 million American USD dollars and dineros, which would make it one of the most expensive films ever made. This shit better be amazing. For 300 million? 300 million? How many cars are y'all crashing in this film? Wasn't Bad Boys like 100 million, 90 million to make? They must be blowing up cars left and right. And the CGI better be dragons on Game of Thrones level. For 300 million? I'll go see it just to see how they spent the budget. A big chunk of that's probably paying Brad Pitt. He ain't cheap. But Damsel over there looking lovely. That was the point. Tiana Taylor, she was over there. I read it was her first Vogue World. I saw a video of her dancing. She always looks amazing and she always dances her ass off. I've come to expect perfection from her and she delivers. We talked about her and Iman going through the divorce. I read, I think on Jasmine Brand, they got the copy of the actual divorce settlement. They've reached some form of an agreement, or a judge has anyway. Let me see if I can pull that up because I didn't put it in my notes. I just remember reading it. Jasmine Brand, Tiana, Iman. It went largely in Tiana's favor. From what I remember, if there are 7 houses, I think she gets 4 of them. He has to pay $8,000 a month for the 2 children in child support and alimony. I think she gets a one-time 7-figure settlement. They didn't say exactly what the number was, but I just remember 7-figure. Okay, I just pulled up Jasmine Brand right now. The pair married in 2016 and shared 2 daughters. I hate to see an intact family dissolve, but it sounded like Iman was over there acting a whole ass. Okay, Tiana's going to retain 4 key marital properties. They're worth an estimated $10 million combined. And Iman has been ordered to make a one-time 7-figure payment. Okay. He will retain ownership of a luxurious Miami condo, a South Georgia compound, and a Decatur, Georgia compound. $8,000 a month in child support, and he will also cover 100% of the private school fees for both of the daughters. In terms of personal property, she's been awarded a collection of vehicles, including a Maybach, a Mercedes Sprinter, a tour bus, and her prized Bronco truck. She will also retain all of her jewelry. Worth noting, because Iman was like, I want my condo back. I want my gifts back. I want my jewelry back. I was like, sir, someone wrote into me like super fired up and was like, how does Iman not deserve anything? The athletes 5 years after they get out of the NBA, they lose all their money. If she's making more money than him, then shouldn't she pay alimony? The man made 40 million American USD dollars in dinero. If the judge is ordering him to pay child support, he is making money. $8,000 a month? What is child support? Because it's done on a percentage. It varies by state. If he's paying 8,000 a month, let's say 2 kids, roughly 20%, 1/5, 8 times 5. Okay, he's making around $40,000 a month. He not broke. He might not be balling like he was in the NBA. Most people aren't. But $40,000 a month ain't nothing to shake a stick at. He'll survive. He won't be on food stamps. I'm glad their saga has come to an end because that shit was ugly. At least that part of it. I hope they don't go back and forth in court over the kids. Who all else was over there? Serena and Venus? Yo, Venus is looking like good money. I just assume that everybody who's of a certain age and has a little money has got Botox or some other form of fillers, has done just like a little bit of tweaking. Maybe that's because I lived in LA and everybody does it. Whatever Venus has done or not done, whether it's good genes or it was good money well spent, Venus looks amazing. She's walking around here like a whole supermodel with her original skin color. and original face, even if it's had tweaks to it, which I do not know. I'm just guessing that maybe it's possible because of just the frequency of it. But she looks really, really good, full stop. Her sister, Serena, has been beat up on so much for so long, so publicly over the years. I'm gonna take the same approach with her that I do with Little Kim and Tiny. And I also think we talked about this on a previous episode, so I don't want to belabor the point and make it sound like bullying. But she's made some visible alterations to her appearance. And she may have made them because she heard all the terrible things that people said, or maybe she made them just because she felt like making them. I have no idea. She's never publicly addressed the topic. But she and Venus used to be the same color, and they are no longer the same color. And for a while, I was like, oh, she's just got bad makeup. Like she needs like a good Sam Fine in her life. I know Queen Latifah got him locked down, but I was like, let Sam free for a minute. Let that man freelance when he not working with you. When you off chilling with your wife and y'all on the yacht and stuff, let Sam Fine go visit Serena and get her together. Gather her. I want Sam Fine on her face. I want Chucky or Felicia or Kim Kimball or Ursula. Somebody. I want them to go get her a nice wig that is complementary to her complexion. I don't know who all the best Botox girls are, but I was like, somebody. I want them to dissolve the work that has been done. And Sharina, she's clearly bleaching. She's 10 shades lighter than what she used to be. That's more than just, oh, I stayed inside for winter. Or Jamie Foxx when he got sick. Like some of the medicines may have been affecting his melanin, or he wasn't outside at all for months at a time. It's more than that. Like she's visibly altered her complexion. She's not done herself good service. And I was like, ma'am, with all the money that you and your husband got, I want you to get the best work that is available. And you haven't done that. If you want to get the work done, that's fine. I want you to get the best work that is available because you deserve that. And you are a gorgeous woman as is. It's just straight off the factory without all the upgrades or grades. All of them are not up. But without all of that, like you were a beautiful woman. And I believe you can go back to that. Just looking at her face, it doesn't look like plastic surgery. It looks like bad fillers. Dissolve that shit and either leave it as is or go to somebody who can, take the original you and just like, women of a certain age, she's over 40, like things start to fall, gravity starts to do what it does, like a mid facelift, like just a little boop. There's a image circulating on social media. There's a side by side of Serena currently, and then Serena, she was on the cover of ESPN's Body Issue, and she's butterball butt ass naked. Face, boom. Body, boom. Skin. Brown, beautiful, gorgeous skin. Amazing. I'm like, baby, you looked at that and thought something was wrong with it? Like that needed tweaks? It did not. That was perfection. Yeah, I hope she can undo what she's done. Maybe she don't want to. Maybe she's really happy with the way she looks. And that's possible too. It is her face. I respect her autonomy to do with her face and her body what she does so choose. I just You see it. It's not just me. I'm not being a hater. You see it. In the summer, you probably find yourself spending a lot more money eating out. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. But with Home Chef, you can save time and money while still getting that dining out feeling. Home Chef provides fresh ingredients and chef designed recipes conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients and easy instructions, or speedy recipes in less than 30 minutes, or maybe oven-ready kits with pre-chopped ingredients, Home Chef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without the hassle. My favorite thing about Home Chef is they have over 30 options every week, and they serve a variety of dietary needs. So you don't have to worry about what to make ahead of time, and everyone has something to eat. It's also economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life. And of course, free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/ratchet. That's homechef.com/ratchet for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/ratchet. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. Curious about how you can achieve smooth, natural looking, long lasting filler results? The Juvederm collection of fillers has 6 unique gel fillers that add subtle volume and are designed for different needs in specific areas of the face, like lips, cheeks, chin, smile lines, under eyes, and jawline. Ask your licensed specialist for a full face assessment today. And download the Ally app. That's ALLE, the official loyalty program of Juvederm, to save on treatments and get a look that's true to you. For important safety information and to find licensed specialists, visit juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you. Want a more youthful look by addressing volume loss in the cheeks? With Juvederm Voluma XC, you can get smooth, long-lasting, natural-looking results for lift and contour in the cheeks that last up to 2 years with optimal treatment. For important safety information and to find a licensed specialist, visit juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you. Last but not least, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked had an award ceremony recently. Impact Awards. I ain't heard nothing else about the awards except Cardi showed up, many people speculating that she was pregnant and then angry. I never want to be like a wife who is pregnant by her husband and people are angry that I'm pregnant by my own husband because my husband is so publicly known to not be shit. I don't know the lady pregnant. I'm just saying in the comments, people were outraged because they thought she was pregnant. And I was like, y'all really mad at this lady for being pregnant by her husband? Yes. Jason Lee, we know each other in passing. Ebony Power 100, we were both receiving the same award, journalism, media, things of that nature. When I met him, I was happy to see him and express such to him. I think he's a good interviewer. I think he's a good brander. I think he's a good businessman. I think Jason Lee's strongest attribute is his ability to market. He knows how to draw eyeballs. He knows how to get attention. He knows how to keep himself relevant. He is one of those people, in my estimation, because we've never had a conversation about this, that believes all attention is good attention. All press is good press. He's not entirely wrong. When I heard that Jonathan Majors was getting the Perseverance Award, and it was like the Impact Award, and I was like, I know sure and hell well the NAACP did not. They didn't. Hollywood Unlocked now has Impact Awards. To my knowledge, this is the first one. If it's not, then it's the first one that's on everybody's radar because everyone is talking about you gave what to who? When we were talking about it online, we were like, in terms of people that have persevered, Sha'Carri, who we talked about, has persevered. She may have also had an issue of her own making, but she's obviously course corrected. There's obviously been growth from where she was to where she is. She has persevered. It's turning around for me was a person. It's Sha'Carri Richardson. Jamie Foxx. I threw out that name. I was like, Jamie was very sick, apparently knocking on death's door at one point. He has come through on the other side. I believe he's working again. Persevered. Will Smith did some shit of his own making that caused him to be in scandal and drama. has clearly turned another leaf, clearly sat himself down, did some self work, and has come back better than ever. I believe he has persevered. Of all people to pick for perseverance, Jonathan Majors? I think the reason I have an issue with it, it sends the message that one, his scandal is still relatively fresh, but I was like, what exactly did he persevere through? Because I feel like giving him a perseverance award says that, something really bad happened to him, or he did something really bad, but now he's turned a new leaf. He's become a different person. He's risen above it. And I was like, did he rise above it? Jamie Foxx was sick, is no longer sick, is flourishing. Will Smith did bad thing, went sat down, apologized twice, dropped two movies. One did okay, one did really, really well. Like perseverance. Sha'Carri did good thing, did bad thing. Focused for 4 years, came back and got back to where she was supposed to be to begin with. Persevered. Jonathan Majors, where's the trajectory? You did bad thing. You were convicted of bad thing. You got on TV and denied doing any of the bad thing despite the conviction. You've never apologized. When you got the opportunity to explain, you didn't get on a stand in court. You did this big interview and you said the only thing you did was be reckless with that lady heart. But in terms of how she got these bruises, these injuries, like, I don't know. You got dropped from everything in Hollywood. All you do is hang out with Megan Good. You got picked up for this new movie, which I don't even think has started shooting yet. Where's the perseverance? I was talking about this again on Facebook. I was like, really? This award? We're going to talk about Iyanla in a second. This award? Like, why? And people were like, hey, 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 ain't you the same girl that's always like, there is grace for those that seek it? Like, don't you want grace when you fuck up? Absolutely. But there is grace for those that seek it. People keep hearing the there is grace part. Y'all keep skipping over for those that seek it part. Like, what have you done to work on self? Jonathan Majors, like the court ordered him to go to anger management. Okay. Also, he's just a weird pick. It's almost like the Grammys making that award about Dr. Dre. And it's like, so I understand he's a great beat maker. He has an ear for music. He's an amazing producer. He also had the good fortune to be an investor in Beats by Dre and then sell that shit for like $1 billion. But he also beats women on multiple occasions. This is documented. Of all the people that you could choose to honor and name an award after, you choose Dre? Of all the people to honor for perseverance, you choose Jonathan Majors? Now, some people are like, hey, hey, all I saw was a grainy video of this man high kneeing it down the street trying to get away from this white woman chasing him. Are we just going to skip over the long ass exposés in Rolling Stone and New York Times where multiple women talked about his long history of abuse? That doesn't matter. People tell you a lot about who they honor. Remember during Black Lives Matter, like somebody pointed out, and they were like, yeah, what's with America and all these Confederate statues? You put up these statues to slave owners and Confederate war heroes. It tells me a lot about who you respect and what you honor. Also, who you don't respect and who you dishonor. Honoring Jonathan Majors, like everyone and their mom is talking about it, which I believe is all Jason Lee actually cares about. Although he did put out a statement because people were upset about him honoring Jonathan Majors. It was something to the tune of, I am my brother's keeper. I believe in redemption. Something along those lines. I hear you, bruh. I think you wanted a little controversy and some eyeballs for your awards, which I'm not exactly mad at Jason for. He's consistent in that way. All press is good press. All media is good media. Everybody talking, they might be saying good, they might be saying bad, but they're saying your name. I'm not really mad at him. The presenter of the Perseverance Award was Iyanla Vanzant. Fix my life, Iyanla. Actually, let's go back further than that because I got put on to Iyanla in high school. My friend bought me Acts of Faith, the little purple, it's either purple or red. It was a little thick square size. I want to say it was like 365 days of healing or something like that. Like, that's how long I've been on Iyanla Vanzant. Iyanla Vanzant goes up to present this award, and then Jonathan Majors comes up on the stage. Iyanla, does she throw her arms open first? I don't know. She's standing there. Jonathan Majors gets there. He drops his head and puts his hands on his hips. And then Iyanla embraces him in this like big breasted grandma hug. And then she's like rubbing his back in like this weird way, almost like she's swatting water off of him. Like it's this big dramatic like rub down. I guess it's supposed to be comforting. I don't know. This shit was bizarre. And then she gives this speech. She was in a violent relationship, an abusive relationship for 9 years, I think she said. And still, she was honored to give Jonathan Majors this award. And I was like, why? Why? Like, what has he done to like deserve this? And for Iyanla, as a domestic abuse survivor, is it that she's not up to date on like the Rolling Stone article and the New York Times article? This trial that he was just on wasn't a one-off incident. He has a long history of this shit. I mean, he's denied all of it, but there's a long history of allegations against him from multiple women and also multiple sources being like, yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, she told me about it at the time. Yeah, I was around for that. Like, it goes back to his days in college, at least 10 years back, because he's in his 30s. I would just think that a woman who had been in an abusive relationship would relate more to the abused than the abuser. Clearly not, though. I think what irks me the most about it is that Iyanla, she's a spiritual healer, she's a Yoruba priestess. I get that her job, her function is to help people heal. I get that. But also, I just wonder, like, what kind of message it sends to survivors, victims of just seeing this man who so many people have accused of abuse, who's been convicted of abuse, to see him so warmly embraced. The same thing with Dr. Dre, but just like what message does that send? Again, who you honor, who you embrace, who you just forgive with no seeking of grace. It says a lot about who you value and also who you don't. Shit was weird. Also, my friend told me that Jonathan Majors made like a 17-minute speech. And I was like, what? I ain't bothered to look it up. I don't have 17 minutes of time to waste right now. There is nothing of interest that he has to say for 17 minutes. I did ask her, I was like, did he apologize to any of the women that he abused in the speech? And she was like, that didn't happen. So I was like, then why is he there? I swear for God, if he's beating Megan's ass, the type of man that acts the way he does, unless he gets like serious help, that's not just something you could cut off. If you done beat, allegedly, everybody you've been with for the last 10 years, like he just stopped beating when he got to Megan, I'm convinced a story's going to come out in the next 2 to 3 years where she was like, yeah, he was beating on me, but I was ashamed. Girl, I will ride at midnight if he's beating on Megan Good. I said this before too, and I was like, look, whatever's going on, if it's good, then let it be good. If it ain't good, don't have no shame. This goes for Megan and everybody else. You can still leave. If you got a halfway decent family, you can go home. They've left the light on. Megan, if he ain't treating you right, like y'all look real cute on red carpets, like y'all look real in love. You've been telling everybody like you're the happiest you've ever been. You're real in love. Like, I mean, girl, I guess. If he ain't treating you right, you could come home. We left the light on. All right, that's the episode for this week. We'll be back Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those. We'll be back for sure this week. I just don't know quite when because the schedule is nuts right now. I'm doing too much. We still ain't talk about them damn Tonys. All right. Bye. Want a more youthful look by addressing volume loss in the cheeks? With Juvederm Voluma XC, you can get smooth, long-lasting, natural-looking results for lift and contour in the cheeks that last up to 2 years with optimal treatment. For important safety information and to find a licensed specialist, visit juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you.